Take me to Torrey. Final round action coming your way on Saturday at the Farmers Insurance Open. This event here on CBS moved up to a Saturday finish to lay the stage for the AFC title game on CBS on Sunday. We'll see if that day change affects what we see here in the final round, but it's Will Zalatoris, Jason Day, and Aaron Rye occupying the final grouping. Zalatoris and Day leading the way at 14 under. That's following a 7 under for the young gun in Zalatoris. We'll see if he can get the job done, but giving chase, names like John Rahm, who's been dominant at Torrey, Justin Thomas, and just off that top 10, Dustin Johnson lying in wait as well. Joining us now to get set for the final round action on CBS, we welcome in data scientist Rick Gehman. Rick, before we get to some of the who, I think it's important to address the when. These guys are no stranger to a Monday finish, but a final round Saturday is increasingly rare. These guys are all creatures of habit. Do you think we see a scoring average out there on the South Course more in line with that of a normal Saturday moving day, or is it Sunday setup, Sunday scoring situation that we might play witness to?
Yeah, it's certainly strange for these golfers. We heard Justin Thomas in his opening round on Wednesday. He was talking with his caddy Bones, and he said, well, it's only Thursday. I don't want to do anything crazy. Well, it was actually Wednesday, Justin, but the point stands. It was the opening round. He didn't want to do anything crazy. And I think the big difference was Monday, Tuesday, the lack of time for preparation. At this point into the event, these guys are into round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4. We are going to get your Sunday setup here on Saturday at Torrey Pines. So those pins are going to be tucked in corners. It's going to play as difficult as we've likely seen all week, depending on if the wind comes in or not and how quickly this marine layer burns off. But at this point in the event, Joe Musso, these guys are just locked in and they're ready for a trophy to be handed out.
Should make for a fun final round despite the day. You're fortunate enough, as you put it, to be just a stock wedge away from the 18th green as we speak right now. This leaderboard's occupied by young studs, veteran talents alike. What stood out to you as you've made your way around the grounds this week? Yeah, for me, it's been the inconsistencies with the rough. If you are missing the fairway, you are just at the mercy of whatever lie that you are getting. And when you're out here and you're walking the grounds with these guys, you're able to really see that, and you're able to get up and close and personal to the lies that they are dealing with. And you might get lucky and you might draw a nice lie where it's sitting up on that really thick Kikuyu rough, or it might nestle down to the bottom and you're lucky to just kind of advance it 100 yards. So not only is the South Course a very difficult championship golf course, but there is a lot of luck involved in this. There is a portion of just pure randomness that happens when you are not playing out of the fairway, and it really cranks up kind of the volatility and how the results of this event are going to play out. And as John Rahm put it, sometimes it's better to be 20 yards right than 2 yards right. You get some of those matted down lies from the fans out there at Torrey. It's going to be a blast anytime you get a leaderboard that looks like this, but it was a blistering third round 65, catapulting Will Zalatoris to the top of the leaderboard. There you saw some of the short game prowess. Couldn't get up and down from there with 100 balls. Jason Day, meanwhile, two-time winner of the event right there as well. They'll shell the final grouping with European Tour standout Aaron Rye. But we're looking at 12 players within 3 shots of the lead, 18 within 4 shots, and that includes the likes of Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, and John Rahm. When you add up all the variables here and the difficulty to convert a 54-hole lead, is this just the perfect setup for a big-name chase down?
It certainly feels that way. It's really wide open. And the thing about Torrey Pines, the South Course, which we've played here on the final 2 days, and they added in one of the rounds for the opening 2 rounds for these golfers, it's risk reward, Joe. And when you have a risk reward golf course, it can increase the range of scores that you get. You'll have guys who shoot really high scores, and you'll have guys that shoot really low scores, because if it's risk reward and that risk that you take on and you hit a good shot, that can give you a lot of great opportunities. So we'll see low scores out there on this final round Saturday, and that is going to allow some of these guys who are 4-5 shots back to really put a lot of pressure on the leaders and try to post. I mean, there's a catalyst of names that I think could win this golf tournament. So it's going to be shaping up to be an excellent event here down the stretch.
It is a Saturday on tour, really a Sunday on tour, which means we get a heart says, head says, pocket says from Rick Gehman on Twitter. But we need you to boil it down to a lone pick. Who gets it done at Torrey?
I think it's going to be Will Zalatoris.
Despite him being in the lead, he is not the favorite to win this event because you've got Jon Rahm lurking and just the sheer number of other big-time players that you have in the mix. But for me, Zalatoris has been by far the best player statistically from tee to green. He's been by far the best player on approach, and I do have significant worries about his putter. When he gets over short putts, he has difficulties. The putting stroke doesn't look very good, but he's been able to get it done through 3 rounds so far at Torrey Pines, and he is one of these guys here in 2022 that we're going to start asking questions about if he doesn't start winning soon, which is a gift and a curse, Joe Musso, because it means you're always in contention and we think very highly of you. I think Will Zalatoris gets it done today.
We'll see if he can get it across the finish line, and it would be going against some of the biggest names in the entire game. Rick Gehman, we appreciate you as always for weighing in here on HQ. And don't forget, you can get more from Rick. Can't miss picks, all the latest breakdowns, information you need on the First Cut podcast. He, Kyle Porter, Mark Immelman, the whole gang break it down week after week on the premier podcast in all of golf. Download, subscribe, and join the conversation with the First Cut Pod. And here's where you can catch the action today on CBS. Coverage beginning at 4:30 Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And you might even catch Rick Gehman stuck in the grounds out there at Torrey.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.